What up, YouTube Live? Mm. How's it going, everybody? Happy Thursday morning, February 21st, um, 2019. All right, last night I just got done. Well, not just got done. Last night I finished watching Captain Marvel. Um, I'm under review embargo, so I'm not allowed to say my full thoughts about Captain Marvel until March 5th. So make sure you tune in. Tell everybody to subscribe to this channel because I will post my review of Captain Marvel on March 5th. But right now, I'm here to talk about Deadly Class. Oh, freaking A. I love this show. I love this show. And I want everybody to watch it so that it can get renewed for second season. And it seems that the show has been experiencing some difficulties gaining ratings, gaining viewership. Hopefully, that's not the case anymore moving forward. But come on, everybody, give this show a shot, man. Give this show a chance. If you thought that Umbrella Academy was cool, if you think that the current Doom Patrol is cool, you ain't seen nothing yet until you see Deadly Class because it pretty much took those elements, but make it more hardcore. Uh, so just like with all my episode recap and TV reviews, this too contains spoilers. So heads up, spoiler alert. All right. Let me turn down my volume here a little bit because I think I'm speaking a bit too loud, and I apologize for that. All right. There's a lot to unpack about this latest episode. It is season 1, episode 6, titled Stygmata Martyr. Now, just a refresher, last week was the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas tribute, which I mentioned to you that I was a big fan of that Terry Gilliam movie about gonzo journalist Hunter S. Thompson. So the fact that Deadly Class kind of paid homage to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was pretty awesome, and the whole psychedelic trip. Um, the episode before that, they paid tribute to the Breakfast Club movie, John Hughes classic. So, but this episode 6, it doesn't really have necessarily specific homage to any classic films out there. It's back in the Academy. The story it is. So there's a lot to unpack here. Let me break it down for you in 4 segments. So we're gonna leave the big one for the last one. All right, the one about um, Marcus and Maria in the aftermath of Chico's death. Um, let's start out with Billy, played by actor Liam James. Ah, gotta love Billy. Now, Billy, if you recall, has a crush or has had a crush on Petra. And in that episode where they had the prom, it ended with, because Petra got bullied by Brandy and her classmates. So the episode ended with Billy pretty much consoling and cheering up Petra by dancing with her romantically. Um, while right after the prom already ended and everybody already left, so it's like just them two, just the both of them in that whole auditorium. It's sweet, right? It's nice. And so you would think that from that point forward, that's it. They're gonna be exclusive, they're gonna be a thing. uh, but Billy's got to be Billy, man, and sometimes he's just clueless. So the way the writers show the evolution of where they are right now, as well, not necessarily a couple yet, but Billy's acting like a fifth grader. Like a fifth grade. You know how fifth graders would act when they have. I don't even want to say fifth graders, probably eighth graders. All right, when they start like realizing, oh, they're attracted to another person. The way they do it is like immature, because they would behave in a way like would punch the person that he or she likes, or treated them meanly, because their understanding is like, hey, I should not show that I like that person. I should not show it. I should because it's just the weirdest thing. We've gone through that phase when we were younger, when we, instead of just going like forward and just be honest with our feelings, and because we were young, we were stupid. So instead of doing that, we're like, I don't know, punching them, or throwing shades at them. Not necessarily punching them, but like, oh, I'm not really interested in you, but deep down you are. So that's the game that Billy's playing right now with Petra. And in this episode, at one point, Billy even like, I don't know, he has this twisted fantasy, like dominatrix fantasy, that he he and this teacher named Miss DeLuca kind of realized. And you kind of know that it's not necessarily Billy liking those things. It's just that Billy wants to get Petra's attention. It's just the stupidest thing ever, because, dude, Billy, you already got her in your arms at that dance room or auditorium at that prom. Why do you gotta act stupid again? It's just so. uh, Real quick though, the teacher, Miss DeLuca, is freaking hot. Holy crap! The actress's name is Erica Serra, and I've never actually noticed her in the other shows that she's been on before. So this is the first time, like, whoa, because Miss DeLuca is tough, and she the fact that she plays along with Billy's kinky request, that was hot. When she says like, "What do you expect to happen here?" And then Billy lays it out, and she actually helps Billy act it out. I just, ooh, and that tight pleather that she wears is. I got a thing. I guess you can call it fetish. I guess that's why I like Kate Beckinsale in those underworld movies. Um, but Miss DeLuca, she looked absolutely sizzling, and her attitude too. Love it, love it. She's the kind of woman that, even though you're not into bondage or dominatrix, you, uh, you would ask Miss DeLuca to do that to you. Um, just because you kind of get the sense that either she or you might like it, you know. So, just a quick side note there. I think Erica Serra is a fantastically beautiful actress. This is a recurring role for her, though. She's not a series regular in this one, but I hope to see more and more of her as Miss DeLuca moving forward. So yeah, that's the first arc I want to cover, because it's just so silly. It's just so silly. Come on, Billy, get pull yourself together, and pull yourself together, and stop playing these stupid games, and just be with Petra. Damn it. That's the thing, though. When when we were teenagers, right? We have this. I don't know. We were stupid, so we have this thing where we want to kind of maintain our reputation. Even Petra herself, when Billy kind of throws shades at her, she's like, "Psh," like, she's like, "Oh, I have a note here, and this note's not for you. This note's for Miss DeLuca." And Petra says something along the lines, "Oh, good. Then I don't have a piece of paper that I could throw my gum in, or whatever she says." And because she has to maintain that gothic, like, I don't give a shit, persona, and like, because this is what this is the identity that I have for myself. Man, teenagers, right? The second arc is regarding. So we start with something fun and light, and then we get something serious. Let's cover the fact that Chester Fuckface is around. I'm not saying that to demean him. That's because that is his nickname, I believe. Yeah, Chester Fuckface Wilson. Yeah. That's what it says here. So I haven't read the comic books that this series is based on. So if you have, let me know if I'm missing out on some details here. But from what I pick up, from this episode, is that or that I could piece together is that Chester and Marcus have a history together, right? So they go they all the way back to when they were in the boys' home, and apparently Marcus gets or is allowed to get into be part of the Deadly Class Academy is because he has this reputation that he again, correct me if I'm wrong, but he set up not set up set off a fire onto that boys' home. Now, so in this episode, it's revealed, at least to me, that Chester Fuckface Wilson may have been the one that set that boys' home on fire. Not necessarily Marcus, but Marcus is the one that takes the credit, and so he has this hardcore reputation. And Deadly Class wants Marcus to be part of the academy because of that. So, excuse me. I apologize. I've been feeling under the weather, so my nose is a little bit runny. So it seems that Chester might be planning to uh, have a payback or revenge on Wilson. I mean, on Marcus because of that. He's like, I'm supposed to be the one in that school, not you. You're taking people see you as this badass, person that sets this boys' home on fire. I did that. You took my credit. I'm, it seems that Chester wants to be part of the school of assassins, and Marcus kind of steals his place basically. And so that's that's Chester's grudge against Marcus. And in this episode, we get to see Chester in his most violent state, at least so far. He kills a pizza boy. He kills a passerby who happens to be a little girl. Holy crap! Um, and he holds the I think the parents that he encounters at house. Brian Poston's character's parents. He holds them in this like dog cages and feeds them like dog food. And so this guy is a bad dude. And the episode wants you to know that because now that Chico is dead, Chico, because Chico was the bad motherfucker before Chester, right? And then now Chester comes along, and Chester's gonna be the one wreaking havoc moving forward. So this episode is just letting you know that Chester is really uh, taking his time in his revenge against Marcus. Otherwise, he could have killed Marcus in that elevator last week. But he has this plan where he wants to make Marcus's life a living hell. And one of or part of that plan is to hold this secret about Chico's death, to hang this over Marcus's head, basically. No pun intended, because Chester has Chico's head. So my point is that it's good. It's on. It's good. It's good. It's now we have a new villain in town, and now this secret about Chico's death is complicating the life and the relationship specifically of Marcus and Maria. Um, and we're gonna see how this whole thing gets untangled before the season ends. I can't wait. This is the new drama now, and I think Chester is a formidable foe, and the guy who plays Chester is so fantastic at being creepy with that burned face. Um, I don't think there's a way to reason with him. This guy is more of a loose cannon than Chico ever was. So this is great. A hero is only as good as the villain. So we'll see how Marcus steps up to the plate against Chester. Because I'm my theory is that Chester is not gonna hold this secret over their heads, but also he's gonna mess with the people that Marcus cares about. So anybody around Marcus, Chester's gonna fuck with them somehow. So that's my theory, and so that's the way that Chester's gonna make Marcus's life a living hell. So yeah, that's the second arc. The third arc, let me give you context, a refresher. Master Lin, played by Benedict Wong, has a sister, um, and she's played by, let me get this name correctly, Olivia Cheng. I believe her name is. I'm looking at my computer screen here. Sometimes the internet just doesn't really run really fast enough. Um, I'll get to the name. So the sister uh has showed up in previous episode where she sits on this throne of people, like actual people, naked people serving him. I mean her, serving her, and oh, you know, Master Gao. There you go. That's her name, Master Gao, and the actress's name is Olivia Chang. Beautiful, beautiful actress. Uh, and we got a brief glimpse of her in previous episodes, and it seems that she is not happy with the way Master Lin, her brother, runs the school. And so in this episode, we get to see more of that, because she actually visits the school and she sees how it's run, and she meddles. And at one point, she even like disagrees with one of the teachers. And after this whole ninja fight scene, that ninja training scene that happens, by the way, that's a cool, cool fight scene between Brandy, Saya, and Maria. And I just really quick on tangent here. Whenever Maria is on her Dia de los Muertos mode, oh my god, she looks amazing. She looks amazing with that makeup on. And that's how she likes it, right? That's her trademark, along with that bladed fan of hers. Um, which kind of gets me wondering, like, I guess for the actress Maria, her name is also Maria. Whenever there's a scene that requires her character Maria to be on her Dia de los Muertos face or mode, or in costume, because a big costume as well, that must take that must take hours to prep before shooting. And so kudos to the actress Maria, because the other actors or her co-stars would not have to go through such troubles. I'm guessing for Saya, Lana Condor is the actress name, because she's part of the Yakuza and she has these tattoos all over her arms and bodies, because that's what they do with Yakuza. I think that's one of those, you know it's like a wear on. You put it on, so it's not like fake tattoo. They have to sit down and um and apply it on her every morning or every day of shooting. I think it's like what Prison Break series does. Um, that guy Michael, I forgot his name. So it's like a shirt thing, or Jane Doe from Blind Spot. It's a shirt with a thin shirt with tattoos on it. I'm guessing that's what it is. So my point is that it's not as time consuming as Maria with her Dia de los Muertos makeup and costume. So kudos to the actress Maria. So after that ninja scene, Olivia Chang's character, Miss Gao, steps in, because the teacher, I don't remember his name right now, but he's giving the correct grades to Saya, Brandy, and Maria. But Brandy feels like it's unfair because Brandy says, I killed the most ninjas. And so Miss Gao steps in, like, hey, you got to give Brandy A. And that whole uh, 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 conflict, if you will, ends up with Miss Gao kind of beating down that teacher and Brandy putting the grade A on his forehead with a knife. And man, that's cruel. That's cruel because if you do that to somebody's face, it'll stay on that man. It'll stay on your forehead, because if you do that with a knife, like a carving knife, whatever, unless unless you take cosmetic surgery to remove it, I don't know, LASIK or whatever, it's gonna stay on your head forever. That scar, it'll be visible. So man, that's like it's hard to watch because you kind of feel the pain too when she starts like carving it on his head. Um, and Master Lin disagrees with that method, and Master Lin, in this episode, says something along the line, "Hey, when my wife and daughter died, I needed a family, but you weren't there." And so Miss Gao kind of feels guilty right after he busts out that statement, and so you can see the estranged relationship that they have here between brother and sister, and it, it seems, at least from what I pieced together in this episode, their dad sent Miss Gao away. Not sure for what, maybe training, um, what have you. You can theorize. If you read the comic books, you can probably tell me. But she comes back now and she feels like entitled to the school. Like I'm supposed to be the one running the school, but dad sent me away. That's what I'm getting at least. But I'm glad she doesn't run the school. But man, because she would just like tell the teachers or dictate the teachers, hey, you need to teach this, micromanage. She's a micromanager. She's, oh, you're grading it wrong. You got to give this student a grade, this grade instead of that grade. And that would be bad. That would be terrible headmastering, terrible principling. So it's a good thing that she's not in charge, but Master Lin is. But now Master Lin is trying to do damage control. I don't know how effective it will be because she is his sister, she's blood. So it's gonna be really interesting to see. Now, the revelation at the end, it's revealed that Master Lin's wife and daughter turned out that they're not dead at all. That he's been hiding them all this time. Now, again, I haven't read the comic books, but I'm theorizing that this might be a Romeo and Juliet kind of storyline, and in that if it's revealed um that the wife is still around, that the wife is still alive, um my point is that somebody's after them because of what she is or who she's or her association, because she has her own tattoos in the back. um what I mean by Romeo and Juliet is like, different factions. Like maybe he's not supposed to marry her, but he's in love. He falls in love with her, and that's a dangerous thing because that might end up with a scenario of them getting killed by the other faction who doesn't agree or approve of the marriage. That's my theory. That's why I said Romeo and Juliet. Uh, and also, what will happen to them if Miss Gao finds out that they're still alive? The sister, because right now Miss Gao doesn't know. Um, so is Miss Gao gonna be the one to enforce also, or to like, oh my god, this can't be, this cannot happen. Like they're supposed to be dead. We gotta kill them. So I can't wait to see how that plays out. But and I hope Master Lin takes back his authority of the school from Miss Gao's meddling, right? Because it's not cool what Miss Gao does in this episode. Um, she undermines the teachers, and that creates a terrible environment because then the students won't have any respect for their teachers, and so overall, what's the point of having a school at all? So I hope Master Lin takes back his authority again from his sister, and we'll see what the sister will do when she finds out that Master Lin's wife and daughter are still alive. Still alive. I'm happy they're still alive, but there will be consequence that comes with that. All right. So, lastly, before I go to Starbucks, I want to get to the biggest arc of this episode, and that involves Marcus and Maria. They're in this now secret relationship. Uh, they're not supposed to reveal to the world that they're in a relationship because if they do, they might get killed. Because why will they get killed? Because if they reveal the secret relationship, they also reveal the fact that Maria killed Chico for Marcus. Maria killed Chico to save Marcus. So they can't let the world know about them fucking and having a relationship. By the way, the sex scene in this one between Marcus and Maria was it's nicely shot. It's nicely, tastefully, artfully done. Because it, it's a cable network, sci-fi, and apparently they allow f bombs in this one. It's a TVMA, so I think that's the rating for this one, because the characters would curse f word, f whatever, every not every other word, but occasionally. So that much is happening. Uh, but it's still sci-fi. It's not HBO. It's not Showtime. It's not Cinemax. It's not Stars. So they have to cover up, Maria's body parts. So they go with this missionary position in which um, Marcus places his hand on Maria's boob. And then, of course, the camera kind of pans at a bit of a distance, so you could see them in white, in white frame, without, I don't know, without revealing anything that's suspicious or unnecessarily, um, unkosher, if you will. And of course, with the lighting and to darken some of the parts of their bodies, I think it was nicely done. For the sex scene is nicely done for a basic cable standard, in my opinion. So, um, yeah, bravo to that. So with this arc, Marcus also finds out that Maria has bipolar, and that's problematic. Because Saya says you got to control your girl. She has bipolar, or she's gonna get us all killed. If the truth comes out that Chico dies on our watch, and that's problematic because I'm not I'm not trying to belittle bipolar disorder. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that have this disease, um, but they are really, when they have their mood swings. Because bipolar, sometimes, one at one moment they get all happy and excited, oh, giddy, and and another moment they'll get all depressed and sad and sometimes suicidal. And that's when you or either moment, that's when she can just blurt out what happened in Las Vegas. She hasn't been taking her pills, so and Marcus kind of gets freaked out by it, and which kind of gets me wondering why. I mean, I get it. I guess he's a teenager. This is his first relationship. This is his first time losing virginity, and this is his first girlfriend, right? So he's learning as he goes. He's winging it. But if you recall, uh, Marcus's parents got killed by somebody who has mental illness. Um, so you would think that, my point is that you would think that Marcus can kind of relate to, or kind of like, oh yes, another, or maybe my theory is maybe he freaks out because, for that very reason, like my parents got killed by somebody who was mental illness. Oh, now I'm dating somebody with a mental illness, so not cool. Maybe in his opinion, and that freaks him out. Maybe I'm theorizing. But I think Marcus could really have a better or wiser approach to dealing with his girlfriend's bipolar, instead of getting all freaked out about it. We don't see that in this episode. Maybe he's gonna come around to doing that in the next episode. But Marcus is the good guy, and right now he's not handling it very well. Um, During this bipolar arc as well, we find out about Maria's past, and it's all done in animation style, right? Because whenever they do flashbacks, they go animated. And in this flashback, we see how she meets Chico, and how Chico's dad takes her in after Chico's dad kills Maria's dad, pretty much literally crucifies him. Dude, let me just say that whenever they go into flashback animation mode, holy shit, to give you the backstories of um these characters, these kids. Man, those flashback animated stuff is so fucked up, man. It's so violent and so brutal. Petra's backstory, right? Her mom's eyeballs are in the jar in the refrigerator. It's like, holy. Now, so you can tell why these kids are so damaged and why Billy wants to kill his dad. Um, and it goes back to my point last week, is that that's the appeal of this show, is that with the exception of Chico, right? Because Chico has been bad from the beginning. With the exception of him, the lead characters, all the key figures in the story or in the show, they're not that bad people. Even Maria, they're not. She's not bad. She's actually they are products of their circumstance when they were younger. Um, but deep down, they long for something different. They long for a world where they don't have to necessarily kill each other, especially Willie, who's a softie. And so back to the flashback of Maria's story or origin story. Man, so grim, so brutal, so gnarly. But it explains now the why Maria uh, really hated Chico, even when they were in a relationship. That said, the fact that she doesn't take her medicine right now is also not a wise move on her part, because she's now all over the place. At first I thought that, oh, maybe she's having trouble dealing with her grief, because of losing Chico. But no, it's a bipolar thing. It's a chemical thing. So, and I hope Marcus can get around to convincing Maria to take her medicine again, because that would be very helpful. When Maria's off that hook, if you will, it's unpredictable. You never know what can happen. You never know what she will blurt out. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out between them. Uh, it does provide an interesting love triangle between Saya, Maria, and and Marcus, because in this episode we also see that Marcus might have also a feeling towards Saya, because we know that Saya has a crush on Marcus. That's evident, for a while now. But it's like, oh my god, Marcus, don't play with that fire, man. You got to decide whether you want to go with Maria or Saya, because if you are in this secret relationship with Maria, but at the same time you are testing the waters with Saya, hinting and like flirting, whatever. Um, Maria has a bladed fan, man, and Maria has bipolar. You don't want to get on her bad side. So this is a dangerous territory to be playing around in, Marcus. So you gotta decide. You gotta tell Maria, hey, sorry, I like Saya more, or you gotta tell Saya, sorry, Saya, sorry, but I'm in a relationship with Maria. But you can't play this game, because um, it's only gonna end up bad, especially complicated with the fact that Chester is coming, Chester fuckface. And so you Marcus, you would want to have Saya, Maria, Willie, Billy, and everybody. You would want to have them on your side when Chester comes around, when Chester finally enacts his revenge on you. You would want to have that alliances, that friendship, that team, if you will, to fight against Chester. So yeah, you got some decisions to make here, Marcus, because this is not a very safe territory to play around in. All right, so those are my thoughts, my long rant about Deadly Class. I gotta go back now out to Starbucks and get my daily coffee, because I'm very feeling sleepy. You can tell my eyes are like, I keep doing like this. um, I'll be back later this afternoon for giving you another live stream review and also my opinion. But definitely this evening, I will be back to give you my live stream review of the new Star Trek Discovery episode. That's right. It's Thursday, baby. Thursday. You know what that means, right? The new episode of Star Trek Discovery will air today on CBS All Access. I can't wait. I can't wait. So I'll see you guys then. Please go watch Deadly Class. Please go check it out, guys. I want as many people as possible to give this show the ratings and the viewership it deserves so that sci-fi can renew it for second season. This is a fantastic show, so please give it a chance. um Last night there was a hashtag renew one day at a time. That's cool. I love one day at a time, and I hope Netflix renews it. But I also want the same attention to be paid to Deadly Class. I want people to also give as much love to this show as they do one day at a time. So please go check it out. It's on Sci Fi every Wednesday night. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Let's rock this.